Michael here with the roof guys, and this is your roof. Your plumbing boot here, that's where all the water gets its air out of there. So you don't get bubbles or pockets of air when you're running water or draining it. What's really nice is the one we replace it with will have a guard on top of it. And then they come in brown and black too, depending on what kind of shingle you pick up. This area here is called the cricket. It takes the longest for the water to dry under there. So a lot of times when we find rotted wood, it's usually down in there. You'll get 2 pieces of lumber, 4x8 sheets. If you need any more than that, it's just $90 per sheet. This is really important here. It's not code yet, but this is called the drip edge. It flicks the water away from the roof. Now, if you get a roofer out here trying to cut corners, it comes up about 2 inches. They'll pull the felts from underneath it, and then often you'll have rotted out wood within the next 10 years. I know you're not keeping the house, but that's kind of a crummy thing to do to a new owner there. You want this roof to last until the insurance company says they can't have it. You got 5-inch gutters here. Usually when we see a leak on these, it's from these seam points right here. So a lot of people will just reuse them. I would recommend reusing them in your situation, just letting you know. The gas stack, we can also paint that brown, black, or leave it gray. This tube here is a Velux tube, so it's kind of like a Sola tube. It's just a generic version of it. This flashing looks okay. You never really know until you take it apart, but we can just plan on reusing that flashing for that 14-inch tube there. 4 135 mushroom vents, the hottest of the air, just naturally come out of that. The little bit of black streaking that you see, that's a blue-green algae. Comes off the trees. That's what we really like about GAF is Atlas. They guarantee you not to have that. Your attic fan here, this is a generic brand. It's currently not running, and boy, that's a lot of sun for it not to be running. So I would recommend, in this case, to consider decking over it. Otherwise, if you wanted to have someone come out, check the motor, and see if they could just replace that, you could do that. But you really don't want it coming up on an inspection report either. Your gooseneck here is for your range in your kitchen. We'll replace that. Another plumbing boot, we talked about that. This gooseneck is probably for your dryer vent. It is nice and clean, so you're good to go there. We'll also replace that. The satellite dish, I wouldn't put it back on a roof. It's got those points. Sometimes we'll find rotted out wood on there depending on how good the installer was. If the new homeowner is going to use it or you want to continue to use it, they can probably mount it on the ground. We just don't reinstall it, so you'd have to call them either way. That's your air conditioner running. Just so you got an idea of condition on that. The ridge venting, hottest of the air, just naturally rises out of that also. We're gonna replace all of that for you. The other side of the cricket here, here's where the ice and water barrier is gonna go. And then we go on above and beyond and put it down in the cricket also, just because that's such a common area for leaks. All in all, that's your roof.